Hello internet world, welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you these new cables from QDOS. These are their PowerMotion cables and they offer up some really good build quality. Now if you've watched my videos for a long time you will know that probably about a year, maybe even 2 years ago now, I had an issue with an Apple lightning cable. It actually melted, and not only did it cause me a great deal of stress and concern about the safety of the cable, it also injured my hand at the time. And when I put that video out, I was unaware that so many of you had been affected by sort of damaged or worn out cables. So I was very keen to try these new ones out from QDOS. And in fact, over the last couple of years, I've really searched out some fantastic cables and replaced pretty much all of the cables that were actually supplied with my devices. So I don't use the original manufacturer cables because they seem to be pretty cheap and nasty for most cases. So anyway, these are from QDOS. There are links to where you can pick these up down in the video description. I've got 3 in total. You can see them here. This one here is a micro USB, the one in the middle is USB-C, and then this one here is a lightning cable. All of them are 1.2 meters long. All of them support 2.4 amp high-speed charging, so they support quick charge, and all of them have actually undergone some really rigorous testing, 10,000 bend cycles to test how they're going to last when you keep bending them, and also a 5 kilogram stress test on these cables as well. So they should hold up very well indeed. Now I will at some stage leave a link to the video that I produced about the Apple lightning cable. Don't watch that now because I want you to obviously experience these cables with me. Now this first one is my least favourite, not because of the cable, so this is nothing to do with the quality of the QDOS cable, but it's because it's micro USB and I'm not a big fan of micro USB. So this has got USB-A on one tip, micro USB on the other tip, and you can see what they've done to the sheathing just at the bottom here, and this is primarily where a lot of people have problems with their cables. They tend to not be very robust in this section here, but we've got these slightly angled grooves and it allows the tip just to bend. You can see that bending, and you can't bend it too far, but it protects this vulnerable piece of cable in here. So very, very nice way of designing the cable. Of course they got QDOS branding on the tips as well. And then the next cable I want to show you is pretty much the same, 1.2 meters long. On this one, USB-A on one side and then USB-C on the other tip, just there. Exactly the same construction. And then the last cable is this one here, which is USB-A on one end and then lightning connector on the other end. And the other thing that I really like is if you were to close your eyes and feel this cable, it almost feels like a braided cable, but it's not. It's got the same sort of rubber type sheathing that you'd find on, or rubber outer casing I should say, that you'd find on normal cables, except it's got lines, very thin sort of grooves that run along the length of the cable. I wish I could give you a macro shot of this, but it's really, really nicely designed. And I think what those sort of grooves do along the whole length of the cable is when you normally bend a cable, if it's smooth, I suppose it's more prone to cracking, but because these grooves alleviate some of the stress that's going onto this outer casing, they're going to last for a lot longer. And I think that's a really fantastic design. I think they've done a really good job of that. Now this is a live broadcast, so thank you to everyone who's tuned in live. I will just let you know that this is my 3rd attempt at doing this particular live broadcast. Problems with the internet, problems with technology. When it works, it's great. When it doesn't, it's an absolute nightmare. I want to share with you in the live chat a link to that Apple lightning cable video. Now I must stress that this doesn't just happen to Apple lightning cables, it happens to pretty much all USB charging cables. And when I first produced my particular video about the Apple lightning cable issue, people were saying it's because you tend to bend the tips, or you tend to bend this section here as you're plugging it into your device. That is true. If memory serves me right, with the lightning cable the damage was a bit further down, but alas, they've addressed this issue near the connection tips on these particular cables, and I think they've done a very, very good job. And also I was amazed, the response I got from that previous video on the Apple Lightning cable that melted was very positive indeed. A lot of you coming out with suggestions of different cables or alternative cables, and a lot of you reaffirming my issue, saying it had happened to your cables as well. Now, I've used QDOS cables before. They had a different range to this before. I've also used many other manufacturers' cables, and I always look now for either a braided cable or something with a reinforced piece just here. And I think the QDOS ones look like they're going to be really up to the job. As I mentioned before, just to recap, they're all 1.2 meters long. They've all been stress tested, 5 kilogram stress test on these, so these are really strong cables, and also a 10,000 sort of bend actuation on the tips to test them for longevity. So I really can recommend them. QDOS makes some fantastic products as well. I've tested their screen protectors for iPhones as well. So I've left a link down below to where you can pick these up for yourself, so please do check out that link. You can also check out the other products that QDOS actually manufacture. And also I just want to thank you for watching the video. If you've got any questions or comments at all, then please do drop them in the comment section below. Now, this is a live broadcast, so big hello to Navy786, hello to you, thanks for tuning in live. Thank you to everyone who tuned in live to the broadcasts that didn't go very well because the internet messed up, but thank you for tuning in then. I hope you do watch this video afterwards to see my conclusion and to whether I recommend these particular cables. Now, I haven't used these for 10,000 bends. I haven't bent them 10,000 times to test them, but I do strongly believe QDOS's claims on these. They look very, very robust, and for that reason I'm going to recommend that you definitely change your first party supplied cables with your devices and go for something more robust. And if you're going to check anything out, I really do think you should give these a go. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the Geekanoids channel, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next one.